Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chase Race number 4 here at Washington, D.C. We had an unbelievable and crazy Xfinity race that went on by. Only one caution, surprisingly, that happened during the race and some pit stops. And now we're here for the Cup Series. After seeing the action, we shall see what will unfold as the time will tell. And I got a person that will be joining me in the booth. He is the one and only Thrash Maniac 99, Levi McIntyre. How you doing? Thank you for being in the booth, by the way.
Help, I'm stuck here against my will. No.
The teleporter system worked. I'm proud of it.
But no, it's been a while since I've been in the booth for this shtick.
Yeah, this is kind of weird because I think the last time you did it had been a couple of years, so it's actually good to have you back here.
Indeed.
So let's go through your starting lineup with the top 10 rundown. RJ Bishop on the pole for this race. He'll be on the Budweiser Shootout next season. Next to him, we got Josh Piscoli in the 54. Jessica Shelton, your highest running chasers, starting in third. Clint Spillman in fourth. Eric Burton in sixth. Charles Sanford fifth. Ember Ross will start seventh. Connor Meyer will start eighth. Kyle Matthews will start ninth. Completing the top 10 is Jeffrey Finguy. As we're going through the rest of your starting lineup, your chase points, how they come on in, is a rather tight battle, much more tighter than how it's been in the Xfinity Series. So a lot could really happen.
Absolutely. After all, this is still relatively in the early part of the chase. And I believe after today we got 6 races left, so still anything can happen.
Definitely indeed the case. On the final row, we have Trent Dunham and Alex Ferranti. So we will be getting the command shortly, though. Nonetheless, as Benjamin Miles, he is the points leader in the Xfinity Series. What about for this race? You're probably wondering, how about Zachary Fitzwater? He's definitely been proving the case on how he's been. A terrific season, 2 wins, and of course, definitely have an advantage over Alex Drayton, the rookie, and a few other drivers. Here comes the command, though, to fire the engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
And there is the command. Levi, this track is very unique in its side. I think this is actually the first time you've seen it, but I can tell you for starters, though, this race will probably not disappoint. You'll probably see all 4 lanes working on this track. And one car did not get going. He started 12th in the race. We'll find out in a second, as now the outside line is going. That is Kev Shearer in the 00, who had a great one in Pocono. Probably Levi's in the booth. That's probably wide. Ready for the gimmick infringement. Or rigged. But, of course, 57 laps. These laps will go by quick as it is only a 1.207-mile course. Pace cars on down pit road. 57 laps. It is showtime, folks. Getting ready to go green. We are underway here at DC. Chase Race 4 begins. And wow, Connor Meyer right off the bat as he started out did not get going. And oops, I hit the wrong button there because I hit the 1 button and that kind of stopped it there. But anyways, Jessica Sheldon in that 0-2 already trying to make quick work on RJ Bishop. Now, if you've noticed, because we do it by chase points, kind of like the 2011 format, for those who have been familiar with it, it's a point for each top chaser. So the highest position gets 14 points, and if you win, you get 2 points. The worst chaser getting 1, as one car is scraping the wall. I'm not sure, but nonetheless, Charles Sanford out in front. So far...
Sanford got a little bit of help from that 77 car of Ember Ross, and Sanford holding a steady lead, but we're seeing some new contenders enter the fray behind them.
Yeah, look at all 3 S3 Motorsports cars. Was in the top 5. Now Jessica Shelton stuck in that high line. Will be slipped back. Whoa, and there goes RJ Bishop and not Charles Sanford. I'm sorry, that's Clint Spillman. Wrong C name there, but Ember Ross trying to hold on to the lead. Kyle Matthews coming to the line. Ross will lead them down on lap 3. Oh, and Alex Ferranti involved. Oh, look out. They're 4 wide coming to the line, and they'll hold on for now. I seen Clint Spillman and RJ Bishop, the pole sitter. Oh, John Art with some damage, and Nathan Hudson with some front-end damage there. And I think Dunham is going to stay out. I thought he was coming down pit road, but he's just on that inside line right there. There is the 24, as looks like Seth Cole is pretty decent right there. There's Fitzwater, your points leader. He looks clean. Where is the 24? Oh, damage on the 27. That's Joshua Osborne. There's Spillman, the 24. Oh, man, that car's destroyed right there.
Yeah, the 27
Osborne.
car completely destroyed of Osborne.
And look, there's the pole sitter, RJ Bishop. And, man, I thought he was going to have a great run. And, oh, Quentin Moore pit road. That's a chaser right there.
Could that be pit strategy, though?
Possibly. Michael Walton also exiting pit road is with Daniel Olson. RJ Bishop trying to get into his stall. A little bit of a checkup right there. But a big problem for Quentin Moore in the 34. Trying to see. Well, he looks like he's clean, but out and away goes the A&W Root Beer Ford there. Looking through the rest. Alex Drain does have a little bit of a buckle on that 14 there. McCurry looks clean. Phil Parker looks clean. Levi McIntyre, James Qualls. There's Clint Spillman. You see his side and rear damage. That's not good for the 24 team there. John Art also with damage, as well as Nathan Hudson. Caution is out for the first time today here at DC. Ember Ross out in front today. Let's go take a look at ourselves, our first caution. Well, we're back and taking a look. Watch the 98 of RJ Bishop. He checked up coming into turn number 2. Spillman just had a powerful run right there and just runs over the 98, and nothing for Spillman to do right there. And watch Zach Rogers 6 just get a piece of it right there, and that's definitely going to affect the Motor Grader Dodge. Alex Drayton nowhere to go in that 14 right there. There's another spin right behind. That's James Qualls. We'll look at that in a minute. Quentin Moore in the 34. Oh, right into RJ Bishop. Nowhere to go for him. Oh, and Osborne. He was the one that jacked the 24. And
almost flipped him over as well, and that could have been a crazy ride. And
Alex Ferranti, Anthony McCurry, that's another chaser right there. Dylan Young, and look at Phil Parker in the 15. He was stuck literally behind the 42 at that point, was just trying to hope that 42 would get out of the way, and finally would do so. So now we have to find. Oh, there's Qualls. Good news though, at least for the most part, he is damage free. So I think that was a saving grace for the 70 there. Let's take a look what happened. Yeah, he literally spun around and kept the car together. And oh wow, this is interesting. Watch Brett Pritchard in the 8 car. You're gonna see. Just really didn't get off that corner well. He was basically trying to let off the gas, and Ron Bishop trying to do the same thing. And James Qualls just got a big, powerful run. Well, Levi McIntyre was the one that had a little bit of contact with him, and that's why I was wondering where the 99 went. However, it looks like both McIntyre and Qualls did not get hit by anybody, so that is actually a good sign right there for both drivers.
Indeed.
Both cars kept it together, got their cars refired, and good news for them. Both of them do not have damage. However, Alex Drayton, Anthony McCurry, and that looks like those are the only 2 and Quentin Moore. Those are the only 3 chasers that got involved in the accident. Especially you could see that 34 definitely took a turn for the worse right there. But regardless, though, caution is out for the first time today here at DC. Ember Ross out in front. Let's take you back to the green. Pace cars give us the 1 lap to go. Out of the race after that include the following. As Kev Shearer retired out of the race due to a piston issue. That's a tough break for Kev, who's definitely not been having the best of seasons. Alex Ferranti and Joshua Osborne also out of the race. No chasers, which that's a good sign, but still 3 cars in the garage area, and they will be already making an early exit heading out to Michigan next week. Ember Ross will restart as the leader. Kyle Matthews 2nd, Charles Sanford 3rd, Scott Roush 4th, 5th, Jessica Sheldon, that's the highest running chaser. 6th, Connor Myers, 7th, Jeffrey Finguy, 8th, Zach Rogers. We'll keep an eye on that 6th car. He's got that damage on that 6th on the front end there. Sokolia 9th, and completing the top 10, Zachary Fitzwater. Green flag, back underway. And we'll definitely see that Motor Grader Dodge. I think that damage so far looks like is A-okay on that 6 car.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really hit the 24 that hard enough to really affect the car, but so far it looks like he's keeping it together in one piece as, well, I don't know, maybe I spoke too soon, as he is starting to slow down just a tad, but I don't think it's enough to where he's going to be too much of a hazard on the racetrack. But here comes the 54 of Sekuli with a run to the inside.
Yeah,
as Joshua Sekuli trying to get up to, I believe that would be the 8th position.
Yeah, and you can see Rogers is kind of affected a little bit. He's still basically up there, up in the speed, but he's just not getting that low line going. You can tell it is affecting his car a little bit aerodynamically right there. And that's a tough break for that 6 car, because he has had Absolutely no luck this season at all. Oh, and he's
I
coming
know.
down pit road.
Yeah, maybe they're going to try and get that damage repaired, and hopefully, if another caution comes out, he can maybe get back into contention somehow.
Yeah, he could tell he felt something wrong as Scott Roush up to the point right now, and you have to give credit just to Shelton now starting to work her way up. You know what's crazy about it is that her Achilles heel in this series has definitely been the chases. Quinn Moore went down pit road in the 34. Another car I think I've just seen. Yeah, Daniel Olson, the 21. Couple cars coming down pit road there. But back
Still
to
have
Shelton.
a feeling that it's perhaps pit strategy. Maybe that if the race goes into a long green flag run, cars are trying to pit early and see if they can stay out longer and hope for a quick caution and they could cycle around to the front.
Well, you're definitely not wrong on that. This happened in the Xfinity race, but the Xfinity series, the crazy thing is that first caution came out at a much later time. I think it was lap 28 when that caution came out. The Cup series here was only lap 4 when that yellow came out. So you're definitely right. Pit strategy could come along the way as Shelton leads that lap right there. And now Kyle Matthews working on the inside trying to pass his teammate there. S3 having a really great run. All three of their cars in the top 10. And keep in mind, Shelton, the only chaser. I was going to mention, too, Shelton has not had a good chase run. She is actually tied for last in the points with Seth Cole. However, that has been her one Achilles heel in this series, the chase. It has not been her strong suit at all. Can do so well in the regular season, but when it comes to chase mode, she just cannot seem to get that same momentum. And, you know, Levi, even though me and you have run our own series for quite some time, we have seen this in the before, how drivers can actually have really good regular seasons, and then when it comes to chase mode, they completely 180 themselves, and they cannot seem to overcome. Why do you think that's a problem with some drivers?
I would assume that it's just whenever the points get reset for the chase that the drivers who hadn't had the best of seasons but made it in just feel that it's crunch time and they just start outperforming the drivers who had dominated the regular season. If I could pull off one example from the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series, it would be in Season 5, Joshua Collard dominated the regular season but got outbeat towards the end by Dylan Jacobs for the championship, who in turn, Dylan Jacobs ended up with the best average finish of anyone in the season, but he didn't have as strong of a regular season run than he did during the chase. So I don't know, maybe it's just a different mindset for a lot of these drivers who feel that whenever they make the chase, they feel then is crunch time and they just start simply outperforming the drivers who have been good in the regular season, as the 54 of Sekuli trying to make up ground.
Yeah, they caught up to RJ Bishop. He is now a lap down. And how about Meyer Racing? They got two of their cars in the top 4, even let alone top 5 right there. Only one they're missing is Phil Parker, which actually, let's find him in the intervals where he is at. Last scored 31st. He's still a little bit of ways back, but he'll get some ground gain right there.
But the 21 of Daniel Olson, he's been keeping steady in front of the leaders, it looks like. So
yeah, that pit stop kind of did help him out. He's got fresh tires too, but don't forget, oh man, Rogers really fell back. Yeah, like you could see, like that damage is kind of now affecting that 6 car. Whatever they did, it did not help. And there you see Alex Drayton and Anthony McCurry in the rear of the field. Phil Parker trying to get up to Dylan Young in that 42 and Cody Lamas in the 48 right there. Levi McIntyre, there you see him and James Qualls. Now remember, they spun out in that caution, not in the main accident, but in a different wreck that took play. Here they are, still in this chase field, now having to deal with RJ Bishop and Trent Dunham and Sky Comets having difficulty as too with his teammate Ron Bishop and 4 wide for position. 2 of them were chasers, and Dunham having extreme difficulty as Sky Comets almost had contact with Audrey Baranowskis.
man, the racing's getting pretty crazy in the back of the field as a result of lap traffic.
Oh, Johnny Gardner had to check up right there, and that's the thing with turn 2. You have to really check up into that corner and just you let the other driver on by, and now finally they get around that slow car of RJ Bishop. Qualls now trying to work on some of the non-chasers there. Surprised with Hudson and Brett Pritchard. They got a little bit of damage. They're still hanging in there right now in the top 20, both of those drivers. For quals, the next driver you can get up to is JT Bryant, Seth Cole, who are battling for 16th right there. And then not too far ahead, Zach Flickinger in the 15th spot. Zachary Fitzwater continuing his strong chase momentum. It's like whatever has happened to that 59 car, they have exploded out of the gate. They knew they were going to make the chase, had no problem at all after Thornton making it via by the top 10 in points. Once they knew Chase Race 1 was coming, they knew it's showtime, and they have been the dominant favorites. 2 wins this season, including the Coca-Cola 600 and the Brickyard 400. 2 of the 3 crown jewel races that were there. Only race that he missed out on winning on was the Daytona 500. Of course, Jessica Shelton winning it. And Fitzwater, he has definitely shown his stride of success in various leagues.
I saw some pieces of debris come off of the wall. I'm not sure if anybody got into the wall or not, but I'm pretty sure I thought I saw some debris come off of someone.
Possibly. Checking though right now. I think Olsen looks like he's going to be A-okay because he's basically faster than, the rest of these cars that are, off the pace and all, especially some of the leaders. Although he's going to have to deal with Zach Rogers not too far ahead of him there. Joshua Sicoli, though, next season will be going down to the Xfinity Series driving for full frontal again. But his one quick stint with the Cup Series definitely has not been going well. But a win would be nice for the 54 team. He is actually the last of the 3 Meyer Racing Toyota drivers that needs a win. Connor Meyer won at Chicagoland this season. And Phil Parker won 2 races after that at Armory Digital. Here we are, DC, and Sicoli trying to do that favor. And especially if you're a team owner, you want all your drivers to win. But this is a key moment when you have that last driver that's trying to win, especially the drivers doing the worst of the 3, trying to capitalize here.
Absolutely. And speaking of Sicoli, he is a former series champion elsewhere, but it seems like here in this series, just hasn't been able to put together that breakout rookie season, but maybe today could be that bright spot before he moves down to Xfinity.
Of course, don't forget to Joshua Sicoli. He's bound for that Xfinity Series championship. So far, he has been doing really, really good. Battling with Benjamin Miles. And pit stop's coming down. Sicoli going to surrender the lead. I noticed another driver down. Yep, it's Connor Meyer's teammate in the 51.
Yeah, and this was what Daniel Olson was slightly hoping for. I was hoping that everyone behind him would come into pit road, but the big thing is he's going to have to hope for a quick caution to come out in order to find himself close to the front of the field. Otherwise, things may not go well for that 21 car as he's now behind Rogers as more cars come in. The 18, the 02, among others.
Eric Burton is also down. Scott Roush, Jessica Shelton. Jeffrey Finguy is now... look out. Ron Bishop almost got into it. Yeah, and pit road, I forgot to mention too, this is a very treacherous pit road. You could think because of how wide it is, it's not that problematic. You would be wrong. They actually like to go out and they will hit other drivers. It is very, very crazy. Here comes the rest of the pack coming on down. Cap Batson staying out. Kyle Matthews in the 09 staying out.
Perhaps they're trying to go for that possible quick caution to try and stay up in the front of the field.
2 S3 cars actually stayed out right there. Kyle Matthews and Charles Sanford along with Ember Ross. Those 3 now finally going to come on down. That's good news for Daniel Olson. Cap Batson, the last of the drivers. They are now out and away are some of these drivers. Scott Roush trying to beat out Joshua Sicoli. And not going to be the case. And Meyer Racing 1-2 after pit stops. A great team decision by Meyer Racing Toyota. What a move by both Sicoli and Meyer.
Yeah, Joshua Sicoli, ever since he gotten up to the front, nobody has been able to make a challenge to him for that position.
Scott Roush with a little slow of a stop, and Fitzwater really did not get much of a stop right there. Although, for now, was the top chaser. And that's going to go away. Jessica Shelton, Dylan Pote, they're going to go around that 59. And Olsen slipping into the top 10. However, dealing with Zach Rogers, though.
And on top of that, he's probably going to have to pit probably in about 4 to 5 more laps, considering he pitted earlier in the race.
Kyle Matthews now exiting his pit service right there. So that should now cycle the lead to Sokoli, which it does. Quentin Moore, you see in that 34, definitely struggling right now. Definitely not having a strong chase run at all. I mean, he got into the chase via the Chase LCQ, and it has not been going anywhere near where he has been wanting to, but give him credit, though. That team is trying, and man, some drivers are having difficulty trying to get around. Not just Zach Rogers, but Clint Spillman, the 24. Daniel Olson, definitely one of those drivers that's struggling. Spillman getting around the 21 there.
I think that could be a sign the 21's getting ready to come into pit road. Well, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to yet because he got held up on the outside.
Zach Rogers seen the 6 coming on down. There's definitely, I think, a problem with that 21 because he is definitely being underpowered for sure.
I think he's almost out of gas because I think just a lap ago he tried to get into pit road, but because cars were coming to him on the inside, he couldn't come in. So maybe he's trying to save fuel just slightly.
I don't know what decision that 21 is doing, but I think they're just underpowered. Something is wrong with that 21 car.
That or maybe the tires have really, really worn out and maybe he used up all of his stuff and now he's trying to conserve. And
I think now he's
coming in.
I think he's making an indication. Yep, there he goes. Man, he really wanted to I think he's really trying to, go out and save as much gas as he can, but that is a risky move. And, of course, and I got to ask you this, how key is pit strategy on a track like this? I mean, me and you could easily say it. It is very key on a track like this.
And now we actually have a potential battle for the lead between teammates. Connor Meyer trying to find a way around Sokoli, but Sokoli, he's just been... It's like once you get up to the front, you get in that clean air and it keeps you up at the front of the field. But now it is side by side as finally, after so long, someone has decided to challenge the 54 for that top spot and the 51 of Meyer trying to take that position away. And Scott Roush even up here into the picture and possibly to make it a 3-car battle for the lead.
And give credit to Toyota. They have definitely been really coming out to perform today here. Now, looking back, too, is that Toyota's rather had a little bit of a rough spot. Archangel Racing has only had one driver that's won this season. That'd be Eric Burton, as a 2-time winner, who won at 8 Bull and at Champs-Élysées. Scott Roush and Ember Ross, winless. And then you got the Meyer Racing Toyotas. And here's the other thing, too. If you're Meyer Racing, do you try to block Scott Roush and let Sokoli win, or you just try to go out for the win yourself for Connor? That is tough to say.
If I were the 51, I'd try and go for it. A win's a win. But now the 54 of Sokoli trying to make a comeback at it as he's now gotten around the 51 of Meyer. Now he's got one car to contend with now, and that's the 18 of Scott Roush. And he's running a lower line to try and get a little bit more clean air to the front end to try and get some of that momentum, but not really able to make it happen, at least not yet. Or maybe he's playing possum with the 18 and maybe trying to get in his head and then go for the move. But if you ask me, it doesn't look like that's the case, because now that the 18's up at the front, he's in that clean air, and he's going to try and hold them off for the rest of the race if they don't have to pit again.
2 rookies and a veteran that's in that top 3. Let's quickly go through the rest of the field there. 4th place is Zachary Fitzwater, who is the top chaser, which that is a scary sign for many chasers out there. Eric Burton right now in 5th, so not a bad run for Archangel Racing. Zach Rogers a lap down in 35th. 6th is Jeffrey Finguy. Jessica Shelton just kind of slipped back quite a ways. Right now in 7th. Benjamin Miles in 8th. 9th, Dylan Pote. Completing the top 10 is Ron Bishop. Olsen a lap down in 36th, I think, to be exact. 2 laps down. That's not good for the 21 right there. Just stayed on pit road a little too long right there. JT Bryant right now in 11th. Find the rest of our chasers, rather. Trent Dunham in 14th. James Qualls in 17th. Not a bad run for the Castrol GTX colors there. Seth Cole in 18th. Sky Comets in 21st. Zach Flickinger 24th. A quiet day, but not that strong. McIntyre in 26th. Phil Parker 27th. Problems for Michael Walton in the 2-car, rather. Moore in 38th. There's Ron Bishop getting passed by Brett Pritchard. Chaser Anthony McCurry, who has scored 31st. And Alex Drayton in 32nd. And then there are the leaders. And
Scott Roush still holding on strong up here at the front.
I'll tell you what I noticed. Fitzwater actually gained 100th of a second on Meyer. I don't know how much that's really going to mean, but I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if Fitzwater can really try, though, and get up there and try to battle.
I don't know. I don't think he's going to have enough time to make it happen, because where are we at, 10 to go?
Oh, I don't know. Gain 2 tenths right there, and yes, 10 to go. But the big question does remain, are they going to be able to hold on gas?
Yeah, I brought that up a bit ago. I don't know if they got enough fuel to make it to the end or if they're going to have to pit one more time before the end of the race.
Now, if that happens, the eyes will definitely be on, if you could find him here, Daniel Olson, the 21. Remember, he's got the freshest of tires and gas among these other drivers. But at the same time, if these drivers pit, he knows he's got to really push that car just a little more extra to try to get up there.
Yeah, not to mention he's going to have to get 2 laps back before he can even try and get to the front again.
And look at Rogers get one of his laps back the hard way.
Wow.
How about that 6 car?
So maybe Rogers, maybe his last trip to pit road, maybe they finally got that damage squared away and now he's able to run back up to speed again.
Yep, and he got around his Dodge counterpart of RJ Bishop. Now the leaders are going to have their turn trying to deal with the 98. Roush with no problem whatsoever.
And he's really pulled away.
Oh,
and the 18 has really pulled.
Yep, you're right. He has a Sicoli got into him a little bit, stuck behind. I didn't mean to interrupt, but Fitzwater has jumped up to catching up to Connor Meyer. We now have a different competitor and a Dodge now up here. Here comes Fitzwater for third. To the inside. Coming to 5 to go at the line next time by. Fitzwater takes third. Now trying to battle Sicoli for second.
Yeah, Fitzwater, I guess, might have underestimated him a little bit. I thought because he was over 2 seconds back with 10 to go, I thought that was going to be nearly impossible to make up that ground, but I don't know. If he could pull a rabbit out of his hat, he might be able to make this happen. Let's see the margin. Looks like about 1.4 seconds, roughly.
Yeah. In 5 laps. We shall see if he can get him, as Scott Roush may want to wait on the champagne. That 59's coming. And you notice, too, Jessica Sheldon, she's actually trying to push to try to go after Eric Byrne, but that's allowed Daniel Olson to try to battle for that, for at least to go around Sheldon, not for position there. Same time, they are dealing with that 98 car that they're catching up to of RJ Bishop. Man, that 59 is hungry.
But he's running out of time. Time is not really on his side right now. That's the big problem.
The question is this, though. Will these drivers also hang on fuel? 3 to go. I can guarantee you, oh my goodness, less than a second behind. That 59 is really he's really wanting to challenge Roush badly. Fitzwater trying to become a 3-time winner this season. Last season, we had only one 3-time winner. That was Joshua Osborne. He definitely didn't have a good chase. Fitzwater trying to deny the 18 a victory. 0.2 he gained right there. Time is ticking. I don't think drivers are going to come down pit road. I don't see it happening. Fitzwater's really trying, though. If he can pull it off, I will be absolutely shocked. But time is ticking. Scott Roush in the Aflac Toyota is going to see the white flag off the front straight. Final lap here at DC. Look, you could see both cars in the frame. That was like 4 tenths he gained right there. Oh, man, Fitzwater.
Fitzwater really is trying.
He's really trying to push the chips right here, going all in. Is he going to get him? Oh, he's trying, but I think he is just out of time. If one more lap would be enough, he would try, but checker flag is out. Scott Roush is going to win at DC. Barely holds on. Wow. Fitzwater almost just had a comeback right there. Look at how close he got right there. 0.25. Holy cow. And Daniel Olson, you actually seen it past Sicoli and Meyer. So Scott Roush with his first career NRSL Universal Orlando Cup Series victory, and I believe that's his second NRSL victory overall. What a run for the 18 team for Archangel Racing. So now he is the second driver of that team to win. The only driver now missing out of that 3-car team is the captain, Ember Ross, which that tells you something right there. Don't ever underestimate the drivers outside of that captain because, you know, they can really perform right there.
Indeed.
So looking at your top 10 results here, Scott Roush with the victory. You have to give a big call out to Zachary Fitzwater. He has definitely been a man on a mission, and he almost had Scott Roush. And imagine if he actually had one more lap. I think not only would if he had this race won, he definitely would have passed Roush in that 18 car, without a doubt. That would have been 2 extra bonus points for him, and that really would have spelled a lot of trouble for a good number of chasers. Joshua Sicoli, he came away 3rd. Connor Meyer in 4th. Jeffrey Finguy in 5th. Eric Burton in 6th. Dylan Potey snuck around Jessica Shellen. That 0-2 slip there. He'll come away 7th. He was the second highest chaser there. Ron Bishop came away in 8th. A great run for that 88 team. And a couple of chasers, Trent Dunham and JT Bryant, will finish off in 9th and 10th. They were the 3rd and 4th highest chaser in the field. Here are the rest of your results. As you can see on the left side of your screen, Sheldon fell back to 13th. Wow, that 0-2 really had some trouble towards the end right there. Just could not get that momentum, but she did get some good points right there, just not to catch up to Fitzwater, unfortunately. Looking through to find the rest of your chasers that you could find. James Qualls, 17th. Sky Commons, 21st. Seth Cole, 22nd. Zach Flickinger, 24th. Levi McIntyre, a very quiet run, but will still come away 26th. Phil Parker, 27th. And then looking through the rest of the list, Alex Drayton, 31st. Quick mention to Anthony McCurry, also finishing where he is in the chaser. He was the last car to finish on the lead lap. And then also to mention from Clint Spillman on down to Audrey Baranowskis, all lapped down. Quentin Moore, the worst of the chasers, will come away in 38th. And then the 3 aforementioned drivers, Joshua Osborne, Alex Ferranti, and who was not able to start the race, Kev Shear with a piston issue, all out of the race. Well, nonetheless, Scott Roush victorious. Levi, thank you for joining me in the booth. What a race this was, and definitely really showed its true colors out there today.
Yeah, we almost had an absolutely biblical finish if there was one more lap, though.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but definitely for sure. Zachary Fitzwater, of course, will definitely be running away with that points lead, because if you noticed, between him and the second in points, Alex Drayton, who didn't really have that much of a good run. He really struggled today, so he's definitely going to run away. As far as who's going to get second in points, from the way it is looking, I believe it will probably be JT Bryant in the 22, as you see who finished 10th. He will be now second in points. Keep an eye on that 22 car next week when we head on over to Michigan. If you want to check out Levi's channel, I'll put a link in the description down below. Definitely check out his channel with the Marvel Studios Cup Series. And of course, new series as of this time, coming very, very soon. Can't wait to see how that's going to come on by. Again, a link will be in the description down below if you want to check that out. Of course, can't wait to see how that's going to go. Levi, once again, thank you for joining me in the booth. Like this video, be sure to give it a like. Subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. Points will be at the end of the video like always. And Levi, because you're here, final words, take it away.
Go watch Zev Bellringer porn. The end.
Of course, because he is a diehard Zeph Bellringer fan there. Nudity.
Not
Goodbye,
just
everybody.
A fan, she's
Nudity. Giggity.